tonight's race is Jeff McConaughey in Joe White.
Alright, welcome folks, man. I tell you what, well, started this one in here, was trying to figure out some technical difficulties on the end here of Discord, that is, not really in the internet stuff, but boy, I tell you what, started Bristol tonight here with the Kickass beef jerky, and already caution and mayhem here at this little bull ring. Let's go back on the replay real quick and show you what happened at the start of this one, because Jeff, what a wild one there it was. Randy Yoakum was involved. Big one here at the short track, so to speak. Let's watch one more time. Randy was up front there. They were almost 3 wide there at the start. And Randy just lost it in the turn, and the next thing you know, just got caught. And then from there, it was just a mess. Still there?
I'm here.
All right. Yeah, like I say, I mean, just a mess there. I mean, chaotic.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's Bristol for you, though. I think we're going to see a little bit more than just that wreck here tonight, but we'll see. We're 5 laps in already. That's 2.5% of the way through this race.
Well, you know, and it is Bristol. I mean, like you just said right there, that's the norm here. I mean, this place, it's a bull ring. The last great Coliseum. You know, I call it like the Battle Dome of NASCAR, so to speak. It's, hey, people love this place. It brings about some exciting racing, and the history here too has just been phenomenal.
That it is. This is going to be a great race. I think Ryan Howard's excited to be out front now. He's in the chase. Trey Edson, though, right on his back bumper. That's going to be interesting. Trey looking for another good night here after a good one last week. Daniel Falkingham, Justin Fuller, all drivers that are looking for something strong here, and I think they've all got a good chance.
Yeah, absolutely, and I tell you what, a good one. I appreciate that, Nick, out there, man. I tell you what, we was working on the Discord there. Sorry about the late start, folks. We're working on a little Discord here so I can move some of the drivers later on. You know, definitely they're transitioning from TeamSpeak over, and if you're not up on the jargon out there, I know some people are, some aren't. Technical stuff. Jeff knows what I'm talking about, but it's where they communicate as far as on the virtual world with us, with the drivers and whatnot, and how we get the interviews. But they're going from the TeamSpeak to Discord, and had to get a few little things, quirks worked out. But I tell you what, you know, this race here. Now, when I raced this track, it was a love-hate relationship, you know.
Right. And I think a lot of people feel that way, to be fair.
Did you like it? Do you like racing this track?
I like racing this track because I've done really well here, but it's also a short track. So that's sort of right up my alley.
Ah, there you go, because you do a lot of setups there. We're back green here. Bristol and the man out front. Let's see what happens. Ryan Howard right there, but he's got old Trey Edson, and we know Trey Edson loves short tracks. That summer kind of Midwest kind of thing that they did there, the summer shootout with a lot of little short tracks and so forth. He did a phenomenal job during those times, and so did Tommy Ryan. And excuse me, oh, I got choked up there, man. Excitement's happening so much. Daniel Falcon and Justin Fuller. Remember Justin Fuller winning last week, and boy, we mentioned his name, and guess what? He's gone.
Well, with the parking lot. Oh boy,
Ouch.
it's a parking lot. The 52's involved.
Oh man. Well, the good news about Justin Fuller is he's locked into the next round of the chase, because we are in round 2 of the chase. Justin Fuller winning last week pushed him into the second round. And let's watch this one more time, because Justin Fuller and it looked like Daniel Falkingham got together up front. Justin went down. He was able to hang on to the truck, but like you said, The problem about this place here is usually there's just nowhere to go. Now, actually, the 52, that was kind of strange. Did you see on the 52 Sean Casto? I mean, that truck just came around. Is it? I mean, I don't know if it was it was kind of indicated like a net code, but really it just kind of weird of how it just came around.
I'm taking a look at it here.
Yeah, check it out yourself and tell me what you think.
I think he just got loose on corner entry on cold tires. It's easy to do.
Yeah, it was just strange how it just came around on him. I mean, it's just wild, but yeah, and then from there, just nowhere to go here on this style track. And that's usually the problem with Bristol. There's nowhere to go. And here's the thing, Jim. You know and I know, we've seen patterns in racing and in most races. Sometimes they'll either just go great and, flag to flag. But sometimes we'll have a kind of few string of cautions early, have a long green flag, kind of spread out a little bit. And then at the end, mayhem again because it's the end of the race. Everybody wants to win. So there we go.
There you go. It's. I think we're going to be in for a show tonight. It's going to be interesting to see how this one goes.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate everybody tuning in here for the Kick-Ass Beef Jerky. It's the Chase race number 2 here. It has been a phenomenal season so far. And, I got to appreciate Jeff being up here. I know he's a busy guy, man. I appreciate him being in the booth with me on Wednesday nights. And, Jeff being a celebrity that he is, I'm just saying. I mean, he works for all the big broadcast guys, and short little me here, man. Hey, look, I appreciate him being in the booth with me week in and week out. Kick-Ass Beef Jerky. What's that, man?
It's my pleasure to be here. It really is.
It's been fun, I tell you. And we're coming down here to close to crown a champ. We're in the chase right now. It's race number 2. Obviously, Justin Fuller's pushed his way in, and probably rightfully so, because now he's already found himself in trouble back at 22nd. Got caught up in that wreck right there. But let me give a little update here on the points, and that's one good thing about Discord that we can do here. Go down here to the truck series thing, pull up points. Gotta use my unique words, folks. If you've ever watched any of my broadcasts, we don't get into all that fancy wording. I'll let Jeff handle all that. Let's see. So we got Justin Fuller obviously advancing. Trey Edson sitting right there. Brian Macklin, Daniel Falkenham, Nick Silver, Chad Coleman, Dalton, E.J. O'Rourke, Ron Howard, and Kevin Brown. Those were that was the round of 10 original. And obviously with Fuller there. So now we've only got 7 more slots out of those 10 drivers to advance in. And after tonight, we go to Auto Club, which shouldn't be too bad of a race if we're back green here at Bristol. Bristol's here is going to be kind of one of these wild card races too, just like Talladega is.
That is for sure. This track requires a lot more skill than Talladega does, in the sense that you're going to be on and off the throttle and you're taking care of your equipment and wearing through your tires a bit more, but Talladega is also a very crazy place.
You got a lot of the top guys, Trey Edson, Ryan Howard, Daniel Falkenham, Tommy Ryan, there in the mix, who are chase contenders. You can see them. They should have an orange on their back of their spoiler. I'll get it out in a minute. Back on their spoiler there. Actually, excuse me, Tommy Ryan's not in it. My bad. He actually missed the chase by just a fair margin. And I'm going to tell you what, probably some of these guys out here are probably, going, man, that I hate to say it, but probably kind of glad because, man, he runs good week in and week out and has run good so far here in the chase, but just missed it. But you can see like Glenn Campbell here. You see him, the rear end there on the spoiler, it's orange, so that can pick out the ones that are the top 10 in the chase right now. Except for Trey Edson. I don't know why he's not.
One driver running up front, the top playoffs though, Tommy Ryan had a rough start to the season, but now look at him go. working his way up through, having himself a good run so far tonight, looking to carry momentum. Look at Glenn Campbell, a name we don't get to talk about too much, now up in the top 5, battling for 4th.
And that's what I'm saying. Glenn Campbell, you know, one of the guys there, looked good and kind of confusing a little bit because Glenn has an orange on his fender. Trey don't. All the other guys do. So, not sure. I know the orange on the fender is supposed to be Chase. Nick, correct me if I'm wrong out there. I'm taking that the spoiler, or is it the banner on their windshield? Because I see the banner on the windshield.
Banner.
Okay, windshield banner. All right, there we go, folks. Actually, let's get a close up of that. Go to Trey. Trey's got a kick-ass on his. Ryan's got a. Okay, I see the difference. All right, gotcha. So, look at Ryan's. Look at Tommy's. See the difference. Kind of a flash orange on the windshield. Ryan Howard tread. Good deal.
There's a lot of different ways to get around the track. I think right now the top line is going to be your best way. Middle line, and then drift to the top, and then take it low on exit.
I'll tell you what, got to give a shout out there, man. In 7th place, Joey Katina. You know, he really loves the plate tracks. Comes out here and does a phenomenal job at them. You know, tonight, having a pretty good solid run here at Bristol. Hoping he can keep that momentum going here. That's a word we use a lot. He's up there at 7th place right now.
Yeah, Joey Katina with a good run so far. It's hard to make passes here. I think the best way to go about it is to try and stick your nose on someone's outside. I know that's how I made a lot of my passes when I was running at Bristol this week, is get to their outside, make their spotter say car outside, then they have to hold it on the bottom, and you can ride around and get them on the outside.
Yeah, right, absolutely. Well, good run by all these guys so far. I want to appreciate everybody tuning in here, as it has been a good race. Enjoy everything that we've had so far. Round 2 of the chase here tonight. Looks like caution.
Like it was Josh Parker involved in that wreck.
Yeah, it's not showing me. Who'd you say again? Josh Parker?
Robert Harley and Josh Parker came together coming off of turn 4, sent Josh around sideways, and very, very close call for Brian Mack.
All right, let's go on replay here. Let's see what we got. Yeah, it did pop up who spun on my, like it normally does over here for me.
All right.
Tell you what, that's a unique paint job on the back end of Robert Harley's truck. Oh yeah, they just got together like you said. Oh, ouch. All right. Josh Parker all tore up after that one. But the one thing about it, you can get a little damage on this track. Be okay.
As long as your engine's not damaged, you can take damage to the back end or front end and walk out of it okay. So you don't want to take too much, but you can take some and walk out of it okay.
No doubt. What's up, Mike? How you doing out there? Well, so far, good run by all these guys. Enjoy it. Bye. All right, here we go. Ryan Howard, Trey Edson, Tommy Ryan and company up front. Got Daniel Falkenham sitting there in 4th. Glenn Campbell hanging on to the 5th place spot. Thomas George there in 6th. Joey Katina 7th. Jeff Strawberry up in the 8th. Brian Fallen. Shrewsbury. Okay, my bad.
Strawberry.
I still want to say that Strawberry for some reason. I apologize out there, folks. Well, hey, Shrewsbury. My bad. And then Scott Stencil having a good run there, 10th place spots. It'll be interesting here to see what some of these guys do to get out of come out of here with, you know, points, what's your mentality as a points driver coming in here on a race like Bristol? Thinking about that one for a minute.
I might have lost you there. Did you? I didn't catch what you said.
I was saying, what is your mentality as far as you know, coming into a race like Bristol, you know, points wise? What goes through your mind trying to come in here? Do you say, hey, look, I'm gonna try to win this place, or do I just try to survive?
Try and survive. You want to make it to the end of this race before you even think about trying to win it. It's a very difficult place, and it's all about just trying to survive. It's a war of attrition at Bristol, so you have to be careful.
Absolutely. There you go. We've already seen a couple chase drivers getting in trouble here tonight. So right now, pace truck's in. Tread's in the company up front. Ryan Howard there along with them. Green flag flies back at it. And remember, with the tires like they are, you got to give them a couple laps here to get up to, you know, temperatures. Be very slick off the start. Got to be very careful. We've already seen a couple guys get in trouble early, but everybody's going back up to that top side.
The top side is where you want to be. You're not going to be able to get the runs going on the bottom like you see on TV. There's no PJ1 here, so the top line is the fast way around this track.
Absolutely, right there. And you see a good battle going on around about the 8th, 9th place spot. That would be with Jeff, Brian. You got Kevin Brown, who is one of the guys. You know, he is down in 10th place, caught up in a mix-up last week, first race of the chase. He's wanting to come out here with a good run to keep his hopes alive to go to the next round of the chase here, and he's watching that battle in front of him.
That he is. Tommy Ryan now falling like a rock. He's stuck on that inside line, needs to get up to the outside, but there's just no room in the in. So he's got to hang out down there on the bottom, and there goes Kevin Brown now. He's going to get to his outside as the 22 gets around him. This is not at all what Tommy Ryan wanted to see. He might have a chance to get up here if he can get to the outside line before the 18 gets there, but that's not even guaranteed.
No, it's not, and I think he's going to be able to as Kevin Brown goes around. Tommy's able to sneak right up there. And just like what you just said, once you get on that inside lane, sometimes you just start falling like a rock in water. Normally we say the outside lane, but here it's the top lane that everybody travels up to. And we've seen that in the past. And boy, I tell you what, Justin Fuller, remember, spun earlier? Look at this. He's back up to 11. That guy just will not quit. He also took 4 tires on that pit stop, lap 2. So a little newer tires than everybody else.
I mean, slightly, but I don't think 2 tires is going to make any difference whatsoever here.
They shouldn't. Well, he's chopping through the field. He's just that fast.
I think Fuller might just be that fast.
There you go. I mean, he knows how to wheel these machines. He was up front earlier on, and look at him go right there, just able to, and he's the only one been able to utilize that low line right now and make it work. We're not seeing anybody else make that low line work like that.
Well, I'm amazed he's able to drive the bottom there just as well as he is, but there you go.
Excuse me on that one. He pitted on lap 32.
Yeah. So that's definitely the tire.
My bad. I looked at it wrong. I said lap 2. He's had 2 pit stops, but he pitted on lap 32. Yeah, I had to be the tires. I knew it had to be because that's the biggest advantage he's got. So we can definitely see the advantage of new tires versus old tires. And, you know, this is what Justin needs, but this is where the tire limit comes in here, Jeff. We've talked about that many a times. You know, with these tire limits, they have 3 here tonight. It could play a factor later on in the race. We've seen it play many factors here in a lot of races. It brings about a unique strategy, so to speak.
That is pitting so early. Your next scheduled pit stop should be around lap 100, so he's going to have to make those tires last a little bit longer. Now is the time that if there were a caution, you would consider coming down and pitting. You know, you have 3 sets of tires, which means you break the race into 4 parts. Well, 50 laps is the first time that I would feel comfortable coming down pit road. I don't want a short pit here, so we'll see.
Yeah. Tyler Dalton, another one who pitted right there on lap 32, and he's got newer set of tires. You can see him coming through the field pretty good. He's marred, though, back in the 13th place spot right now. A little further back. Going back there, you got Paul Moran hanging on to the 20th spot. Don Runkle Jr. hanging on back there at 23rd. E.J. O'Rourke, he's one of the chase drivers. Caught up in a little mix right there, a little crunched up in the front, but man, way off the pace back in 24th right now. Not where he wants to be, along with Chad Coleman. Two chase drivers marked back in the pack right now.
Yeah, that is not at all where you want to be. If you're a chase driver, you want to be as far up as you possibly can. Avoid the chaos that you know is coming. Bristol always has some wrecks, a little bit of chaos. If I'm back there, man, I'm trying to work my way up to the front and get to someone's outside as we see a little bit of contact up there. The 22 and 93 almost come together. Tommy Ryan's able to sort of get a run coming back together. He's sitting back there in 10th now. But, man, he's working hard on that outside line.
Yes, he is, and you see right there, you got Glenn Campbell and company there. Good side-by-side battle. And Tyler Dalton on those newer tires, he's going to push the issue here on Jeff. And Joey Katina right there. Just see, I mean, Tyler wants to utilize those new tires, but just nowhere to go.
Yeah, there's just no room.
Yeah, he's kind of stuck, and oh boy, he's seeing them side by side.
Well, Shrewsbury threw a block at the top of the track. He's able to hold off the 14 to Joey Katina. Woo! That is some close racing up there.
Yeah, it is. You still see Tyler Dalton right there along with him, and right behind him, you got Brian and Mix, Glenn Campbell there, Joey Katina, all side by side. What you're starting to see now is guys who are better on older tires. Here's a place, unless you're on new tires like we're seeing some of these guys, you're really not going to see anybody just blow through the field. But you might see them, pick them off one by one as the race goes on. Yeah, Dascar out there says, we all love good strawberry. I hear you.
Oh, Jeff Strawberry.
Jeff Strawberry. Shrewsbury, folks, that is. But, yeah, tires are definitely, they will play a priority here at this track. But you want to be able to, utilize them with only 3 sets. You can't just go, throwing tires on every time you turn around. So you still got to be cautious, because the other flip side to the coin on this is, Jeff, and I know they run 100% fuel. So as far as fuel goes here, they're okay. It's the tires that's going to be the worst part of the deal.
Right, pitting after lap 50 or so, by my guess, my quick math, you'll be all right.
Okay, all right. You see Jeff right there trying to work over the back end of Daniel Falkenham, who has fallen off the pace a little bit back to 5th. And Scott Stencil having a good run here tonight, hanging on there to the 9th place spot.
Yeah, he is. So Scott Stencil having a great night. Nick Silver with a top 10 run. That's exactly what he needs if he's in the playoffs, since he's in the playoffs. Bob Gillenwater, another driver we don't get to talk about too much, having a great run. I believe Thomas O'Leary helped out last week, and now he's up there, top 20. 21 cars left on the lead lap. That's it. It's easy to go a lap down here, though.
We talk about Justin Fuller right there. I think he's trying to make a statement here. He won last week. Again, obviously, the tires right now, him and Tyler Dalton, the tires are what's making most of the statement. I'm not going to take anything away from his talent either. Because Justin Fuller can drive that truck. But really, winning last week set him up. He advances to the next stage of the chase. But right now, he's showing that, hey, look, I want to win this championship. I want to be the one going there to the Phoenix. If I almost said Homestead, because I'm so used to saying Homestead, but we're going to Phoenix this time. That is right.
That's gonna be weird being at Phoenix for a championship race. I'm not used to calling them there yet, but hey.
No, it's not. Yeah, you're right. It's definitely going to be different. Get a little run throughout the field. Like I say, right there, Daniel Falkenham trying to hang on. You got Brian falling, and then Jeff's trying to work over him on the inside. See if he's going to be able to get that move on him. Here comes the 24, Scott Stencil. Boy, he drove that thing up underneath and took the spot.
That's impressive because it's hard to make passes here. So now, though, taking a look back, I don't know what happened to Tommy Ryan, but he's all the way back in 14th. But look at the leaders coming. They are, I imagine, calling for these lap cars to go to the bottom, make room. But those lap cars are all racing for position. So they've got their right to run as they see fit. It's Justin Fuller's job to get around and find a way around. Now he goes to the bottom, but he's got 5 seconds over Trey Edson. So Justin Fuller isn't too concerned. I think he's going to hope that these lap cars continue battling because they're slowing him down, but they could also slow Trey Edson, Tyler Dalton, and Ryan Howard.
You know, you talk about Tommy Ryan, I don't remember, but that truck's tore up. It's got some damage on it. Now, obviously, we say here the short track doesn't really matter, but it's obviously affecting him. But the front and rear of that thing is tore up. So what that probably tells me is maybe a little checkup, and he got in the back of somebody, and somebody got in the back of him. That's kind of what it looks like, because we did, no caution or anything he was involved in, but it's definitely affecting that truck right now.
I'm really surprised by Justin Fuller. Pulling away by this much and being this dominant is quite impressive.
We always say the leader, once he gets in lap traffic, danger looks around every corner here at this place, so you got to be careful.
Yep. Oh, that is for sure. These drivers that are going a lap down, they're going to fight like crazy to stay on the lead lap. And
I've always, kind of been an advocate on that. If a driver, is fast enough to stay in front of the leader, he definitely, has the right to battle. But obviously, if he's a lot slower holding it up, definitely don't want to get out there blocking or anything. Understand that the leader's coming. You see there, Joey Katina made his pit stop. You can just see what those new tires does as he just goes blowing by the leader. Watching, Justin, he's making his way through. Just got to be careful, through this lap traffic. As a leader, you just always kind of get nervous around this much traffic.
Absolutely. You are getting nervous. You're getting worried. It's not even half the time your mistake. Sometimes it's someone else's fault. So you have to be careful.
Yeah. Right now, Justin Fuller modulating through a lot of lap traffic. Got Trey Edson back there behind him doing the same. Tyler Dalton up there in third. He is right there near Trey Edson, so it's a pretty good battle. Remember, Tyler has a newer set of tires than what Trey has done, but it's just taking him that long to get up there because he got marred in traffic, got stuck a little bit, so now he finally makes it up to second. The top two guys pitted on lap 32. No one else has pitted yet in this race. A couple guys in the far back there got caught up in the wrecks and so forth. It's been a good one so far here for the Kick-Ass Beef Jerky, and almost, it looks like a lap car there, almost so Don Runkle Jr. got up in the wall in front of Trey Edson, but boy, it's been a good one so far.
Absolutely, it's been a good one. We're almost halfway already, which is quite impressive how fast these guys are clicking off laps. So lap 85 now, a little under 115 to go. These guys, I think Justin Fuller is hoping it ends soon because he's got a nice lead out there.
Yes, he does, as he's working through traffic. Scott Stencil still working his way up. He's up to 6 so far, so good run there. I don't want to jinx him too much and normally end up talking about a driver and they end up wrecking. That's that broadcaster's jinx so far. They appreciate everybody out there. Yeah, that's it. There you go. I definitely want to appreciate everybody. Kevin Brown hanging on the 10th. He's running up on Daniel Falkenham, who's just not on the pace like he should, but you can see Justin Fuller already caught them. So that's the top 10, folks. We're looking at Kevin Brown, who's in 10th place, about to go a lap down. Justin Fuller's about to lap the field.
Wow, that was 38 just got into the wall right in front of Justin Fuller. We were talking about that, how dangerous it is.
Yeah, well, Kevin Brown's fighting to stay on the lead lap. That's why. I mean, he's wanting to, but those newer tires are just going to prevail. There's nothing he can do. And, boy, I tell you what, Justin Fuller, he could set himself up beautifully here. And almost contact between him and Kevin Brown. I mean, Kevin's going to do everything he can to stay on that lead lap. Not going to give too much of an inch to him. But I'm going to tell you, this is what Justin Fuller wants to do. Get as many cars a lap down so that when they do make their pit stop, boy, he is sitting good right now.
Absolutely right. He's going to wait on that pit stop, I think, as long as he possibly can. He doesn't want to pit anytime soon, especially not under green.
The problem is now he's getting up to drivers now that are, and when I say this, I don't mean anything against any other drivers because we're a phenomenal field out here, but he's getting to the top end of the driver scale here. So it's going to be a lot harder to get around a lot of these guys. And you can see him, Kevin Brown just was a lot harder to get around there, and Daniel Falkenham too. But with those newer tires, just not a lot that they can do. Man, I tell you, so that puts 8 cars on the lead lap, folks.
I am in shock that Justin Fuller is now lapped all the way up to 8th, and there's a good chance that he will be able to, I think, catch and lap all the way through the top 5, if not top 4.
Yeah, because if you make a green flag stop here, you pretty much go almost 2 laps down on a green flag stop. I think you do go 2 laps down, don't you?
You can. You certainly can.
Yeah, it'll all depend on, obviously how fast your pit stop is. So most of them looks like around 15, 14 seconds, which is a lap. But here's the thing. This is the number that I always like throwing out. That's the pit stop time. Obviously how long it takes for them to throw the 4 tires and fuel into the truck. But there's also the time of on pit road, pit stop, and off pit road. And that is 56 to 58 seconds. So yes, you're actually going to go, wow, you could go almost 3 laps down by the time you get off pit road. And if Justin Fuller's already got you a lap down, that's just even more. So Justin right now is doing what he can. And what's going to happen though, yes, he gets these guys in. Oh, you can see, and right there is a perfect example of what I was about to say. What's going to happen is on the flip side, guys on new tires are just going to start blowing by him now. And you saw the 3 machine right there almost get into him.
Yeah, it looks like 3 laps down is going to be the option, or going to be the consequence for these guys when they do end up coming down pit road. There's a bit of a mix-up, though. Tyler Dalton's now gotten around Trey Edson. He's actually running down Justin Fuller. I think that could be because Fuller's been stuck back in lap traffic now, trying to get through and get to the top 4. He's in a bit of trouble there, and he's got a lot of cars ahead of him to pass.
And Justin right there has to deal with a lot of guys who made their pit stops who were, several laps down. So they're definitely on a lot newer tires, and we're seeing the difference there coming by the leader. So it's definitely hindering him somewhat. But the last lap time, Justin ran a 16:20 to a 16:30. The gap's still 5.7 seconds between them, so a little bit of time that Tyler still has to make up right there. But Justin is definitely, now here's where Justin needs to be careful. I know he's wanting to put as many a lap down as he can, many trucks as he can a lap down there. But he has to be mindful that a lot of these guys now that are a lap or several laps down want their lap back, and they are on way fresher tires, a lot faster than him on those fresher tires, and he could get into trouble very quickly.
Yeah, you absolutely could get into a lot of trouble very quickly, and I think he's right on the edge of catching some trouble here, because you have Nick Silver and Scott Stenzel as the next trucks that he's going to lap, and those two are going to be fighting for position. Nick Silver's in the chase, Scott Stenzel's not, but they are both fighting hard here, because they're still within striking distance of Ryan Howard and Jeff Shrewsbury, who are stuck in lap traffic themselves, so they're going to be fighting amongst each other. So Scott Stenzel and Nick Silver are going to be pushing it, and they're actually side by side right now. As Justin Fuller catches him, he's definitely at risk if he decides to push the issue. He's also getting really tight and taking it right up to the wall every lap, it seems, so that car's handling might be going away.
Yeah, over the course of time, we've seen it. His tires have got to be, kind of leveling off to the field here. But you're right, Nick Silver, Scott Stenzel in a good battle. But you see Joey Katina right there, obviously several laps down, but on way fresher tires, and he's just going to make short work of them when they go single file, because And that's just the tires there. They work so well here. And that's why I love the tire limits, because we see so many different pit strategies. Now, from 3rd all the way back to 13th, I have not made a pit stop yet. From 14th on back, they have. You've got a lot of trucks out there that have yet to make a pit stop, and obviously the top 2, well, you might as well say from 1st on back. You know, obviously Justin Fuller got caught up in the wreck earlier on, and yellow's out. Wow.
This is huge.
Yeah, well, you're right. Yeah, sorry about that, but you're right, because this helps guys like Nick Silver and them. But this is what Justin Fuller.
It's perfect for him.
Yeah, wanted. Yeah.
It's amazing for him because he gambled and used an extra set of tires, and he was down one set. But this caution coming out at this time is perfect for him. Now he's back on pace with everyone else, and he's got the lead. Everyone else is going to come in and pit, I think.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of drivers several laps down, too. So, wow. Watching this replay here, and Don just lost it coming out of the turn. And just came in for tires, too. So, he just came back on the track and just came around the corner. And we've talked many times. Old tires, definitely slick. You got to give them a couple laps to get up to temperatures. And yes, folks, that is the thing here in iRacing. You know, temperatures of tires, how they wear, and so forth and so on. Here you see Justin Fuller making his pit stop coming down pit road. But yeah, the tires definitely, with the new tire model they have, almost like real life. You got to let the pressures and all build up on them. Be very slick and starting off. But Justin Fuller, I tell you, that we kind of, and actually we could question why he pitted at lap 32, but we know why, because he got caught up in that wreck early on. So, you know, he obviously was down, spun through the field, probably felt the tires, but still made a gamble either way, and it's paid off for him.
Oh, uh-oh. Justin Fuller just got a black flag for exiting a closed pit.
Let me ask a question, because I just watched this pit stop.
So he's going to restart at the tail end. That's an end of longest line penalty.
And I've always been, this place is confusing when it comes to pit stops, okay? And it all depends on the league, really, and how they want to set it up or how they have it set up. Sometimes, and here's how I understand it, they could correct me if I'm wrong out there, but you have to go through both pit lanes. He did not. When he came out, I saw he only came out and he came right back up on the track. I mean, obviously he crossed the blue line and all, but he did not go through the other pit lane. And from my understanding, if it's set up that way, you have to not only go through your pit lane, but you have to go around also to the other one too. Maybe that's what got him.
No, it was for exiting a closed pit. He exited a closed pit when he shouldn't have. That was the penalty. I think this is set up so that you only need to go down your pit lane.
Okay. So that means the pit lane wasn't open when he went on it.
Oh, when he exited. Because there were cars on the outside.
Now I'm confused. Maybe explain it to me there.
Okay, so when he exited pit road, the pace car was too close, and so it was not safe for him to exit. Pit exit was closed, so now he got penalized and sent to the back of the line.
Well, the good news is, longest line only put him back to 7th.
Right.
So it really actually, yeah, in any other race, it probably would have been a death sentence. But the biggest thing, it just gives up the lead there. The bad thing is a lot of the cars that are lapped down, and we're going to see that right here. Let's see what's on the ticker. There's only 9 cars on the lead lap right now.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. No.
Fuller's not making a push through, and I think he's going to take the lead back fairly quickly.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, Justin, he's right back up to 6 right there. He went around Scott Stencil and Brian. All them guys are on, same set of tires. Tyler Dalton, though, the man out front, Remember, he came on that same pit cycle that Justin did and was able to come through the field pretty quickly. We'll see what he can do. Trey Edson hanging on to second. Ryan Howard up there in the third. Jeff Strewsbury there sitting in fourth. Nick Silver up in the fifth. Justin Fuller, like we're talking about, the sixth. Brian Fall in the seventh. Scott Stencil up in the eighth. Thomas O'Leary ninth. Kevin Brown rounds the top 10. Now, Kevin Brown, he's first man there for the lucky dog to try to get his lap back. He would love maybe for a quick caution here to get him back on the lead lap quickly. To keep his hopes alive in this chase. Now, even so, I think being in 10th place like he is would be a good points night for him, but I know he'd want even more than what he's got now.
Fuller's kind of stalled out here. Last lap was a 15-1. Tyler Dalton's last lap a 15-0. So he's sort of just keeping pace with the leaders, if not falling back a little bit, rather than catching them and blowing by them like we've seen before.
We saw that with Justin out front, though. It seems like whoever gets out front there just kind of sets sail or maybe put down the fastest laps. This place is really tough, and Justin's had to go through a little bit. But Brian right there on the back tailgate of Justin sitting in sixth. Trey Edson hanging on right there along with Ryan Howard. Ryan seeing if he can't maybe move it up. And, Tyler Dalton, our leader, really, with a lap car, got involved. I don't know. Let's go back and watch the replay because I was watching a little bit live here there. And the move that Tyler did, I don't really quite understand. He drove up underneath the car instead of going around it. Let's watch when we're watching the replay here again. He's coming up on the back end of him.
He was expecting O'Leary to go to the wall.
Yeah, but and I see that part. But then he commits to go up underneath him when he had plenty of room, and obviously O'Leary was holding his line. I mean, I'll give him that. That's usually as a lap car, we're always told, you see the leader come up that fast, and he did come up fast, hold your line, don't move, because let's explain it a little bit, and I know you've heard this before, Jeff. Many a times we've seen wrecks like that happen because a lap car sees a leader coming, and they dart straight up the track, and the leader instantly goes up, and guess what? They get into each other. So they always tell the lap cars, hold your line if the leader comes, whether you're low or whether you're high. If you're low, stay low. Don't move. Don't change lanes. I got to give it to the lap car there. He did not change his lane. So I think it was the closing rate there with Tyler a little bit, and it just kind of caught him off guard. Kind of just an unusual racing thing, but really I can't blame the lap car there on that one. And I know Tyler's probably thinking, man, the guy should have got out of my way. But from the old, or not, I won't say old route, but for what I've heard drivers say and leagues say and drivers meetings, they always tell that lap car, hey, hold your line. Don't make it an abrasive move. What do you feel?
The responsibility of the lap car to hold their line, I think that was more, it was just a racing deal. It was a miscommunication where Dalton thought Leary was going to go to the middle, and then he didn't, and it was just sort of a mix-up between them, and they came together, unfortunately.
Yeah, you're right. And it's just unfortunate, like you said right there. Looks like Tyler, though, might not have hurt him too bad. I mean, the truck's pretty good. He's able to go in for some pits. He's going to get some optional repairs. Really not going to lose a lot. I tell you, the guy that benefits, though, that's Kevin Brown. And we just talked about it. The man who wanted to get that lap back. Now he's going to be able to get it back. Under caution here, a little bit of a kind of a miscommunication there to lap traffic and the leader. No harm, no foul. Just kind of one of those racing deals. Everybody tuning in here for the Kick-Ass Beef Jerky. You see down there at the bottom of the screen, folks, if you're looking for some awesome beef jerky, I'm going to tell you, we've had some up here. Great stuff. Check out there. Go to kickassbeefjerky.com. 19% off. Use the promo code Sim500. That stuff ordered up for you. Christmas time's coming around. Thanksgiving. Halloween. They're trying to kill Halloween, but I don't think it's going to happen. But You give away some beef jerky for Halloween. I'll come to your house then.
Hey, I'll tell you what, some beef jerky does not sound too bad at all, and you can get 19 off?
19%, yeah.
19% off. Pace car hits pit road now. Ryan Howard up on the outside, but Trey Edson with the amazing jump down to the inside. But he's got some decent rear end damage there. I don't think it's going to impact it too much, but is going to pull out front here, and let's see what Justin Fuller is able to do as well.
Yeah, he is all over the back end of Brian right there. Just know where he can go. Justin kind of marred in traffic. Got Jeff right there in the front. They're going side by side for the moment. Scott Stencil's along with them there. Nick Silver and company. So everybody's kind of getting fanned out for the time being. Trey Edson up front leading it. Ryan Howard wants to see if he can't run him down. Kevin Brown, though, back on that lead lap. He's up to 8th place. Definitely wants a good points night here. Trying to get out of that 10th place spot that he's in right now in points. And, we're talking about points right here, folks. Justin Fuller winning last week. That puts him into the next round of 8 automatically. Still got Trey Edson, Brian Macklin, Daniel Falkenham, Nick Silver, Ed Coleman, Tyler Dalton, E.J. O'Rourke, Ryan Howard, and Kevin Brown. Now they're 8th and 9th, respectively, coming in here, points position-wise. And but let me tell you that the points gap. Ryan Howard, let's see, only 1 point back from EJ. 2 points back Kevin Brown is from EJ. EJ right now not having the race that he wants. He's way off the pace here tonight.
He is.
He's back in
Right
17th.
I was going to say, yeah, he's 2 laps down back there. I think he's gotten caught in a couple wrecks here, though, and that truck is just holding on for dear life.
And Tyler Dalton, who obviously we just saw right there get caught up. Lucky for him, a lot of these trucks are a lap down. Any other time, any other track, let's say like Auto Club, we go next week to Auto Club, you're not going to see this here. If Tyler would have got caught up there, it would have probably been really disastrous because he'd been marred way back, probably like 20-some positions. But with that incident, only put him back to 9th place, so not too bad off because it puts him right there behind Kevin Brown. And trying to see here, really the way the graph is showing, it really don't tell me how many points Brown is from. He's 2 points back from Ryan. To give or take, he's going to be at least 10 points or so back, maybe 8 points from Tyler. Kevin is. So either way, Kevin Brown could leapfrog EJ. And also Ryan Howard, who was sitting in 2nd place, definitely can make some. Now he can make ground up on Tyler Dalton, who he is only 6 points back.
Yeah, a little bit of change around here, and I think we're going to see a little more mixing up of points before the end of this. 60 laps to go, though. That's it. Just 60 laps to go here at Bristol.
Yes, it is. Time winds down pretty quickly here as the green flag runs. Trey Edson still holding on to the top spot. Howard there sitting in 2nd, falling up in the 3rd. Nick Silver hanging on the 4th. Justin Fuller back up to 5th right now as everybody goes single file. You've got Shrewsbury hanging on the 6th there. Stencil up in the 7th. Kevin Brown maintaining right there. He's back behind a few little lap machines, but he's hanging on to 8th place. Tyler Dalton right there in 9th. Still good run. Doey Woods, what an outstanding run for him, up to 10th so far. It's a most notable. What's that?
I was just saying that's a good rebound for him. Thomas O'Leary with a great run from 27th all the way up to 11th. He's going to be battling with Doey Woods for that spot.
Yes, he is. A good little battle right there between those guys. 10th place, 10th, 11th, 12th on back. Tommy Ryan's been able to make up some ground. He's back up to 12th. Remember early on he was dropping back. Now he's been able to make it up. Daniel Falkenham. Let's look at some of the other, chase guys. Daniel Falkenham's one of them. E.J. O'Rourke's one of them right there. Chad Coleman, kind of off the pace right there, in the back. So some of the guys here tonight, not. Now, as far as Daniel goes, he's coming in here Well, if you count Justin Fuller, he's coming in here 4th, sitting on the grid right now, points-wise, so not too bad. Brian Macklin, though, Macklin's the one who's really not having a good run. We talked about him. He's way back in 25th, but coming in here, not too bad off 2nd, so it's going to be close. A race like this definitely is going to make the next week, the final race of the first round of the chase, interesting for guys because it's going to close those points up really, really tight.
Yeah, and I think guys that are pretty happy though with the points tonight so far, Trey Edson, Ryan Howard, Nick Silver, Justin Fuller, and Kevin Brown, those guys are all running up there towards the front. Kevin Brown's in 8th, Justin Fuller in now, Nick Silver 4th, Ryan Howard 2nd, and Trey Edson in 1st. This is where things get crazy, though. Now that we've hit the last 50 laps of the race, these drivers are going to start pushing the issue and trying to get those last few crucial spots.
And we're still... It's interesting on pit stops because some of these guys, like Trey Edson, in here for a second. You know, he pitted at lap 32. Actually, Trey Edson, excuse me. Yellow flag's out, though, Joey Katina. Trey Edson actually has only made 1 pit stop, so he's definitely got some tires in the bank.
Yeah, he does, and I think he's going to come down and take a set of them here as, Joey Katina, I think that truck is going to be it for I think that's going to be it for the next game.
He's right there near where Kevin Brown and company is with the 41. Also, see what happened. A couple chase guys. It's not what you want to see as a chase driver right there in front of her because Daniel Falkenham's right there with him. And watching this replay, Kevin Brown right there behind him. Oh, yeah, Kevin's like, whoa, I'm going to tell you what. Joey Katina just got shot to the moon.
That he did. He is out of here.
Wait, somebody call him up, make sure he's okay. Wow. Kevin Brown sent Joey Katina to Mars. that was crazy. That was wild. I did get a little front end damage for Kevin. That's not what you want to see as a chase driver, you know, cars, trucks in front of you wrecking. So we'll have to see if it hurt Kevin. You know, it's going to hurt his performance in here. Definitely did, definitely shot Joey Katina out the ballpark.
I think this is well received here. Where Trey Edson, Ryan Howard, Justin Fuller, I think they're very happy to see this caution, honestly.
Yeah. So do you come down and put tires on?
You got 45 laps to go. Absolutely take that fresh rubber.
Yep, here comes Kevin. He's going to come in. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like pretty much everybody does. Ryan Howard, Trey Edson, and all. Pretty much everyone comes in. You know, takes 4 tires. I mean, they've got the tires. I mean, a lot of these guys have only pitted. This is only their 2nd pit stop. So, actually, they still got 1 more set. So, that could set them up if there's a late caution later on in the race. But it has been a good one here so far. It's been interesting, and I know it's been frustrating some of the drivers out here at Bristol, being a chase race and all.
You thought the racing was good beforehand. I'm excited for the end here.
Oh,
Because guys are going to start pushing it, and it's going to get crazy.
and with that said, too, you also got to keep in mind, you still got to keep in the back of your mind those points. You don't want to get out there and, you know, overdrive the car, so to speak.
Yeah, it's very easy to do. Very easy to overdrive these trucks and just all of a sudden everything falls out of place and gets crazy.
Yep. Ryan Howard's the man up front so far. Everybody's going to line it back up here and get set. Pace truck's in. Green flag flies. We're back racing at Bristol. Tell you, Ryan, right now, he is up front. Trey Edson, though, takes over the lead.
Justin Fuller now slides into second.
And Justin, he pitted with these guys. He has made 4 pit stops tonight. Took 4 tires on that last stop. So from my calculations, that would pretty much, he's got no sets left. So what he's got now to take it to the end. But a guy like Trey Edson still got some in there. Ryan Howard, Brian and all. And with as many trucks a lap down, it could pay off in the end of this race. Let's say if there's a caution here within the next, I don't know, 10 or 15 laps. It would pay Trey and them probably to come in, put more tires on, because they're going to be, well, we've seen it. We've seen how tires benefit here.
They are just like money in this race. You need that in order to do anything, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Scott Stencil up to 5th. Good run for him tonight. Outstanding right there in the 5th place spot. Got Brian Fallon, he's up to 4th. Ryan there to 3rd. Jeff Strewsbury, he's not been able to get up in that top 3, but he's been right there in that, right about that top 5 all night long. He's just kind of been lurking there. Just if anything was to happen up front, he could pick up some positions. Been very consistent all night long.
Now, right on that treads, and I think he's got them for him. He's going to low and taking it on the high stuff. That's what I would do if I were Justin. They think you're going to go pass on, make them 10 up, take advantage, and get on the outside here. But hey, I don't know. This is going to be interesting as they run the end. 140 laps to go, 35.
Yes, it is. Justin Fuller right there on the back end. Ryan Howard up there along with him. We'll have to see if Justin's going to make any abrasive moves here. And really at this point, Justin's going for the win. He really doesn't have a lot to lose when it comes to, going to the next round of the chase. Trey and Ryan and him does. Then they have to really think about that. They have to think about how much is Justin going to push it.
Knowing Justin, I think he's going to push pretty hard. He wants to be out front here. The less time, the more time you give yourself to get around someone, the better. But now Trey Edson is in some lap traffic. This is good for Trey Edson, because this is a 2-lane racetrack. You're either going to pass high or low, so you can basically force that guy into a single file line behind you. That is awesome.
And that's Daniel Falkenham. That's the 11th place truck, folks. This is just amazing what these guys are doing here tonight. Joey Wood sitting there in 10th place spot, but yeah, you can see Daniel Falkenham. They're not too far off of him, but right now, Trey Edson and Justin Fuller are just marred in traffic. And again, Justin wants to. Now, Justin don't want to get up there, and wreck cause a wreck to a chase contender either. I mean, he definitely, obviously we see he has nothing to lose, but he don't want to, again, bump and run could come into play. Always said that in short track, but he don't really want to get up there and, wreck Trey either, right. So to speak. I mean, he wouldn't want to do that, but he definitely would, he would drive a little more aggressive than what Trey would to try to get this win.
That is for sure. Trey Edson, well, they both really want to win, but I think they're both going to try and run it clean here to the end and to each other, to respect, and time of day to not cause anything major at the end here.
Gotta look here. Unfortunately, what was been a good night there. Kevin Brown's night is just turning into a worser night here. He's back to 17th. The truck's not performing like it was after that incident there with Joey Katina and them in front of him, falling all the way back to 17th, and it's definitely going to hurt him as, you know, we were talking earlier how far back he is, because it puts him closer back there to Brian Macklin, who was way off the pace, but Daniel Falkenham now and a lot of the other guys. So what was a pretty good night right now, kind of slowly going the other way on him.
Justin Fuller has sort of hit the wall here. Not actually hit the wall, but metaphorically hit the wall here. He's just not gaining on Trey Edson and running him down like he was before.
Well, the lap times last time were, you know, 47 to a 49, so they're running almost identical lap times. And like you said earlier, very tough to pass at this place, so he's going to need that line that Trey's using. And then obviously the lap traffic there is taking away those other preferred lines. So a lot of things here, you know, Justin's going to have to make the choice. Do I push the envelope a little bit, try to get the win over Trey, or just keep riding here to the end? See, he tries to dive on the inside, but just not enough momentum to get it done.
Now he's close, but not enough quite yet to fully get around. He's right there, 3 car lengths, 2 car lengths now, but just not enough to make the pass.
I'll tell you what, 8 cars on the lead lap. Tommy Ryan right there is the one in 8th place. They'll be running him down shortly, so if they keep going on this pace, they could almost I don't know if they're going to lap the field, because Ryan Howard's obviously still right there behind him, but they definitely could get the pace. All right, Tommy Ryan's there. There's a Jeff Strewsbury, from Nick Silver to Jeff Strewsbury is the biggest gap. It's almost like an 8-second gap. So that's your biggest gap. So theoretically, they probably could get about 6 cars on the lead lap before this thing's over with.
I believe so. I don't know if they're going to be able to catch Tommy Ryan, though. But there's just 15 laps left in this race. Well, I say that, they are now on the back bumper of Tommy Ryan, so there goes that theory out the window. Oh, I was looking at Nick Silver. That's my bad. Yeah, they're definitely going to get around Tommy Ryan. I don't think they're going to get to Nick Silver, though.
Yeah, Nick Silver is about 6-second gap between Tommy and Nick, so that one's going to be unless just something drastic happens. So now Justin's got to think about it. He's got a little clean racetrack here, but Justin's falling off the pace there just slightly over Trey. You got Brian trying to move around. Ryan Howard, he actually moved around Ryan up to 3rd. Ryan falls back to 3rd. Scott Stencil up to 5th. Jeff Strewsbury, look at that 3-wide move he put on him there to hang on to 6. I got my hats off there to old Jeff. He's just kind of hung out up top all night long.
And honestly, that's what you have to do here at Bristol. Just defend the high line, and that's it.
He's got a very, very clean truck there too. So, I mean, if you need, folks, a kind of a textbook on how to race Bristol, there you go. Jeff Strewsbury's done it all night long. Maybe not the winning, you know, formula on it, but definitely a good points or a good run night tonight. He's been clean, like we said, stayed out of trouble, very consistent, and ran up front all night long.
Absolutely. Is now Trey Edson is pulling away from Justin Fuller. He works around Brian Macklin, but this is his race to lose. Just 10 more laps, and that's it here. And Trey Edson will be the winner.
Yep. And to go, like you just said, everyone right now, good run. Trey Edson's the man out front leading it, as we're here in the 2nd race of the chase here for the Kick-Ass Beef Jerky Truck Series tonight. It's a phenomenal one here at Bristol, and the last great Coliseum is what they call it. You know, it's kind of a bull ring, and tonight some of these drivers are going to feel like they've been in a bull ring after it's over with, because they've been beat up and banged up and all kinds of stuff. And we just take it back to this race, or this track, and Talladega probably are some of the wild card races. You know, you can come in a track like this At least the way I feel. You could come into a track like Bristol and go, this is my favorite track. I run really good here. I'm really good. But it's so easy to get caught up into something here because it's short track and whatnot. So really, you've got to, even though you might say you run very well here and got a very fast truck, you always got to keep in the back of your mind that, I don't know, it isn't bad.
Yeah, you're right. This track a lot of it is based on luck. For sure that a lot of this doing well at this track is based on luck. But Trey Edson, Justin Fuller, those are two names we talk about at the front every week. And they are doing a great job tonight. 4 to go for Trey Edson. Justin Fuller still has a chance, but he's going to need a miracle here for Trey Edson to lose that lead that he's got.
We talk about luck, and Justin Fuller's probably one of the ones out there who's been probably the luckiest tonight. I don't want to take anything away from the talent that he has, but when I say that, remember early in the race, got in contact with Daniel Falkenham, spun down on the inside, went way back to the back of the field, had to work his way up, take a wild pit stop at lap 32 for 4 tires, was able to climb back through the field and lap a lot of the field, and stay out of trouble ever since then. So kind of luck fell his way after a unfortunate bad luck early in the race. But tonight, again, as the white flag flies one more time for Trey Edson.
White flag in the air for Trey Edson, working around one more lap car. Now he's bringing it into turn 3, rides right in the middle, no harm, no foul, and he is going by 10 car lengths to win tonight here at Bristol. Trey Edson comes home first, Justin Fuller in second, Scott Stenzel rounds out.
Wow, and I was about to say Scott Stenzel moved up in the third, got to be his best finish here at the Sim 500, and Jeff Shrewsbury hangs on the fourth. They were actually battling coming to the line, so what a finish there between these guys. Outstanding run, folks. Wow. What a run. What a run here tonight.
Absolutely. And Trey Edson with the long burnout. What a great burnout for him.
All right. Let's see if I can move some of these guys. Who are we looking for?
I've got to get over and help out with this California clash, though. So I think I'm going to have to dip out of victory lane and leave these guys with you, Joe, if that's all right.
I hear you.
All right. Yeah, I got 2 drivers in the race tonight, and they're both looking for a little help. So I'm going to go make sure they're all taken care of. But Joe, had a lot of fun calling it. Thank you for everyone that tuned in. Once this broadcast wraps up, then go check out the California clash, but not until you hear from the top 3 here. But Joe, have yourself a great night, and I will talk to you soon.
Go deal. Just waiting to see if the top 3 jumps up here. Well, we got Justin Fuller up here. Justin, go away to the booth. Got a copy?
We got you.
All right. Turn you up a little bit. Got a little low there. All right, Justin, I tell you what, your race didn't start off like you wanted it to, but made a pit stop around lap 32. And man, you came through the field and then you lapped pretty much about the whole field, and then you got a penalty. I was kind of confused on that penalty there, but then you was able to bounce back from it. So it's been an up and down night. I know you're locked into the chase for the next set there, but still, I know you wanted to win this one. I mean, what's going through your mind on this place?
Got a little neck coated there with Daniel on the start of the race. I didn't hurt the truck too bad though, so we got that damage fixed. We did a little pit strategy there with tires. I knew we had enough sets, so I said, well, you know what, we're gonna try something here, and we ended up getting a long green flag run. It was great. Had that caution not come out, I mean, I was gonna have a huge lead at the end of the race. So yeah, shit happens. It's Bristol. It was a good race, and hang on, I gotta turn these squirrels down. It was a pretty good race though, for Bristol especially. Pretty happy with it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said, I mean, up and down. I mean, we say that this place, along with the Talladega, is kind of one of them wild card style places. You just really never know. You can come in and say you're going to run great, but coming out of here sometimes crazy. But hey, you came home in second. Like I say, you locked into the next part of the chase here to try to battle. This right here's got to make you feel a little bit better about your chances of getting to that Final Four. Anybody will still want to thank for this awesome run tonight?
I mean, we're putting together some great rounds, absolutely. We got the win last week, so we're automatically locked into the next round. So it doesn't matter how I finish tonight or next week. But the next round will be pretty tight, I'm sure. I think Talladega's in that one, so we're gonna have to make sure we get good points and continue out these good runs. But I want to thank Kickass Beef Jerky for sponsoring the series. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to do this. Thank Scott Stenzel with Personal Comfort, better price. They got great products. I have one right here. I'll sleep in it good tonight. Best sleep I've ever had right there. So well worth the investment. I want to thank you for putting on the broadcast. I want to thank Trey for being a good teammate there. We had a hell of a race there. I knew he was going to be better than me on the long run. That's just Trey who Trey is. But I also want to thank him for these kick-ass paint schemes that he makes. He keeps us looking good out here. I want to thank Joey Katina, Nick Silver, and all the admins at Sim500 for all that they do. And I think we go to Auto Club next. Looking forward to that one. I love that track too. So thank everybody for watching. I think my dad watched, and a shout out to him. So looking forward to next week. Have a good one.
You talk about there too, Justin. I know you talk about the personal comfort each and every week. Guess what? Guess who finished third?
Oh, hell of a run for that man,
Yeah.
All night long how he was terrible, and he kept asking me what to do. I was like, I told him what to do. He picked up a little bit of time, and he was able to figure out for the race. He didn't have the hot last speed, but he had the race speed. So huge congratulations to him on his third place finish. Hopefully he figures out Discord so he can get in here and get an interview.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, definitely that's probably his best finish here, and I was outstanding for him there. Scott Stencil coming home and third, and rather mention it because you always mentioning the sponsor there for him, Personal Comfort and whatnot. And you mentioned the next round of the chase. It's the round of 6 when we have the Talladega, so you're going to maybe miss a bullet on the next one there, the round of 8. But like you said, Auto Club next week. Again, congratulations there, Justin, on second tonight. All right, there we go. Second place man, Justin Fuller. Let's bring Trey Edson up here. Trey, you wait in the booth. Got a copy?
I think so. Can you hear me?
I got you. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Wild night here. It's up and down, but it's got to feel good because, being in the chase, now you lock yourself in going into the last race of the chase here before we go to the second round, along with Justin Fuller. Now, how did it feel seeing Justin in your rearview mirror, though, knowing that he pretty much didn't have anything to lose if he wanted to push the issue? And then if he did push the issue, were you going to... what was you going to do in a defense?
Being a teammate, I didn't think he would do anything that would just flat like wreck me or run. I mean, he might have. I could see him like bombing it in there, maybe coming to the checkered and like maybe put me in the fence a little bit. But I was never worried that he would just flat turn me around. It's kind of a roles reverse from Darlington where I had kind of the offset tire strategy, had a huge lead, and caution come out. So she was on the other foot tonight, and it got him. It's cool going to Auto Club. Last year I had a pretty bad Auto Club race. I think I ran like 20th the whole race. I was involved in a wreck, took tires and drove to 4th and kind of saved my playoff run, which actually ended up being a whole championship. So it's cool to go there and know you don't have to worry about that. As far as tonight went, I got some pretty good restarts. Got around that last one. I kind of rolled with Ryan pretty good, and I ran 1 and 2 wide open. I was like, I'm either staying on his outside and getting the lead of this race and winning, or I'm driving it into the fence. So I was pretty committed. But yeah, it was just a crazy race. We had kind of tough to get going there at the start, and then we had a 100-lap run or something, and then tough to get going again, and then we ended it with a 50-lap run. So it wasn't too bad to be Bristol.
Yeah, and like you say, it's just typical Bristol. Man, this place, you sometimes have good ones, sometimes you have bad ones. But you come home, lock yourself in the next round of the chase, put it in victory lane for the Kick-Ass Beef Jerky, in the Kick-Ass Beef Jerky truck, that is. Hey, anybody want to give a shout-out for the win?
Yeah, you just said them twice. Kickass. Thanks to them, it's sponsored the series, sponsored the truck. So there's a little pressure there for Jason Barham and his connection to the guys at Kickass. So kickassbeefjerky.com. There's a couple promo codes. I think there is Sim500. That's one.
Yep, 19%.
And then 19%. And I think you get 20% with Boyd 20. So that would be his promo code for their truck driver, Spencer Boyd. So I think he has a promo code. So I mean,
they sponsor a driver.
It's like an associate sponsor. Yeah, they're on. Yep, they're kind of a little small logo around the rear tire. But yeah, I think I remember Spencer tweeting out a promo code with that connection. So
nice.
I mean, if 20% don't work, then you can try the Sim500 one. So I know we got a promo code in there somewhere, but yeah, I'll get out of your way, Joe. It's I feel like I get to talk to you on a weekly basis, so that means we're doing a heck of a thing here on Wednesday nights. So I know we got Scott Stenzel. He's a real truck driver. You're just talking about real truck, but he's a real truck driver. He has a tough go of it here on the sim racing side of things. So it was cool to see him get a good run. I'm pretty sure he's a little excited to go ahead and get his interview.
Oh, yeah. Well, I tell you what, Trey, man, nonetheless, though, you definitely week in and week out, y'all proved some of the best here at Sim500. And again, congratulations on that win here at Bristol.
Thank you, man. You have a good evening.
All right, there's Trey Edson, winner here. And like we just said, Scott Stenzel here. I tell you what, got to be one of the best. Scott, Joy in the booth, got a copy?
You got a copy. How are you?
Man, I tell you what, I've watched it throughout the Sim500 here, and I know it's a roller coaster ride. And we've talked about your career in the real side of racing and the experience. I've interviewed a lot of real drivers, and I don't think I really have ever asked this question. How do you feel difference-wise between the sim and the real world? You're
humbling. Very, very freaking humbling, Joe.
Well, this is one of the best finishes you've had, and it was awesome finish for you tonight.
Yeah, it was fun. It's cool to race with my buddies and finally get a chance to be up front. It's usually the other way around. I'm either wrecking myself, out of control, and should probably park it. So tonight was a nice little redemption for the last year of Sim500, and I appreciate what you guys do for this league and keeping us out there for the little public that views these little races every now and then. I appreciate it. It's a nice hobby, and it's a kind of a sport now for me because I don't race in real life this year at all. So
well, like you just said there, I mean, bringing that experience over, and I've had the privilege of, like you say, talking to a lot of them and whatnot through iRacing here, and I've watched you run, and like you said, it can be rough. Some guys get out here and they're naturals at it, but tonight, boy, I tell you what, you looked phenomenal. And take us to that battle there to the end, because Jeff, he was right there. Was you a little worried that he was going to be able to sneak around you?
Yeah, he definitely had a stronger truck than me, and just that lap traffic, getting through it was a lot of luck. And if you were at the right place, right time, you could take advantage of it. It looks like he kind of got caught up a little bit, but it was a nice little drag race with him. He actually talked with me after the race. We had a good time going through that lap track. I think we were 3 wide there a few times. It's pretty cool, pretty fun. And actually, going back to your point, Joe, this is the first time I felt like I've raced in a long time. Like, normally I'll show up to this stuff and it'll be like, got into the wall, caution, wreck, net code. I don't know. All these guys that run with us, they know how bad net code is on this sim. So tonight was actually a fun night where I could let my hair down, because believe it or not, and these guys will testify to it, Trey and Justin, they heard me bitch and complain earlier during practice how freaking slow I was and how I hated this track. I didn't know my head from my ass here. But tonight, it was a redemption.
And you stayed, the biggest thing is we watched all night long, you stayed up there towards the top 10 most of the night, and half the battle of this place is being consistent and staying out of trouble. I usually associate this track with Talladega because they're such wild card tracks, even in real life. They call it the last great Coliseum. I call it like a bull ring, so to speak, because anything can happen here. But man, I tell you what, you came home tonight, and I know Justin Fuller, he shouts out every week that personal comfort and shouts out what you do there, Scott Stenzel, coming on board sponsorship-wise. And I told him tonight, I said, well, hey, you shouted that out. Guess who came up in third here? Man, there's Scott Stenzel. So you got anybody you want to thank tonight?
Well, I just want to thank my wife for putting up with me doing this stuff when we have 2 kids and another one on the way. So that's challenging. And I
Nice.
appreciate the 2 nights a week I get to do this. I don't get to frequent it. And of course, my sponsor, Personal Comfort. I sleep on one as well, and I look forward to getting a really good night's sleep. So if you're ever in the market for shopping for a number bed, don't buy a Sleep Number, buy Personal Comfort, save up to 60% today, and ask for me. I'll take you up on a really good offer, just like I helped out Justin. And you know, he speaks of it every time he wins, and he wins a ton in this league. So really appreciate all the support, and appreciate what you guys do and what Joey's done here and everybody who operates Sim500. It's fun. It's a good league. Happy to be here.
Hey, no doubt. And I tell you what, like you said, it just shows that, you know, consistency pays off. And like you said, you just keep on and on and on striving. And finally, it's going to pay off. And hey, it's congratulations on that 3rd place there, Scott.
Thanks, Joe. You have a good night.
All righty, there you go. Scott Stencil bringing it home here tonight. 3rd place. And I tell you what a wild one it was to finish it out here. Man, I tell you, Trey Edson doing what he does best on the track here. Let's throw up the final results order for you folks. Right there you go. Trey Edson bringing it home here. Bristol, race 2 of the chase here. Final race of round 1 of the chase starts next week at Auto Club Speedway. Don't miss it here for the Kick-Ass Beef Jerky. I tell you what, everyone, y'all have a good night. Appreciate you tuning in.
If I bleed